Julanchu, and welcome to Shadowstar. I'm Lieutenant Renegade Rashard, and this is an away mission of such. Today we're not looking at ships from Star Trek Online, even though my favourite Romulan starship of Star Trek Online is currently on the screen. This is not what we're looking at today. No, we're actually taking a dive out of Star Trek Online, but still Star Trek universe as such, to take a look at something created by, well, one of Shadowstar's Patreon, Tribal Typhoon. See, this guy has brought some very interesting starship design to my attention, and I have to say, I really like the way it looks. So I thought to myself, we gotta take a better look at this. And it's not even one design really, there's a mass of designs here, so we're gonna have a look at each one. Hopefully follow it through. He's shared them in Discord for me, which has made it nice and easy for me to take a bit of an overviewed look. So without further ado, let's take a look at some interestingly kit-bashed Star Trek starship designs. So first up in the ante, these were created by, of course, like I said, Tribal Typhoon. He created these kit bashes in Stellaris, and I've gotta love it. He's created a ship class that is named after me, and I feel extremely honoured for that. I did not expect to get, well, the Admiral treatment as such. So, this is the beautiful Ri'shad class Battleship. Ooh, it's a battleship, is it? I like. I'm not gonna lie, he's taken some of my favourite elements here and just pinned them together. This front-on view, I absolutely adore, for the sheer fact that you can immediately get classed onto the elements that I love about certain starship designs. It's a 4 nacelle design. It's got a long swept saucer, Galaxy class-esque saucer, and it's got the First Contact era upgrades, essentially nacelles. And look at that deflector, it's pretty, it's sparkly, it's very nice and blue. The whole thing's blue. It's got sort of an element, I'm not sure if he realised he did this, but it's got the element from Discovery that I like the most, the sort of paler greyish bronzish hull texturing. I do like grey hull texture, but I also like the Discovery's bronzish grey. Sort of slight discoloration from the grey tone. I don't know why, but it sort of meshes with me well. And those nacelles, just the facade heads and the nacelles, are just correctly proportioned to be in perfect orientation to what would be needed for the standard flight to follow the rules of Star Trek starship design as such. I think, though, the thing I like most here is the fact that the saucer is so well balanced out that it neutrals in. I'm not sure about its size as such. The windows make me feel like it's a bit smaller than the Galaxy class, but it might just be me. It's kind of giving me the feeling of about 2/3 the size of the Galaxy class. Maybe. I will say though, I want to get more look of it. Let's say side profile. It's got the Prometheus nacelles, which, sorry, in my head are just the Sovereign nacelles times 4. The actual lineup though is gorgeous. They're nicely positioned, not too far forwards, not too far back. I kind of actually like the way they seem to be aggressively stanced forwards off the pylons, like it's looking to claw in and dig itself in, right for a battleship. I'm also noticing where the deflector is, and it's in that position which I liked on the Prometheus, which on some other ships I feel like some other ships push it too far forwards. Like the Akira is one of my favourite starships designs, but because of the Akira's shape, to me its deflector's just been pushed way too far ahead on the saucer. It's just like, nope. When you got a longer design, it's nice to have the deflector a little bit back. I'm saying this being a massive fan of the Akira and the NX class. I'm a hypocrite. But seriously though, this is beautiful. I do love the warp glow though. That's the thing that's popping to me the most right now, just the warp glow. It feels very powerful, like it's a very fast ship. Considering it's a battleship, well, he said something, that'd be something to be said. I have no idea what all these numbers mean in Stellaris, because I've never played Stellaris. But hopefully they mean something great. Power plus 61, oh my god. Upper view and you really get a gorgeous feel that I like here. Nice placement on the impulse array. It is a kit bash essentially, and I do like the way that saucer is gently merged into essentially the Prometheus secondary hull and pylons. But that merger is beautiful. It's sort of got two hangar bays. You can see it's got the beautiful Prometheus clamshell hangar bay, but it's also got the behind the bridge primary hangar bay of the saucer from the Galaxy class. For people that don't know, the Galaxy class is one of my top Federation Starship designs. So seeing it right here, right now, is just a, oh, thank you. Yep, really. And the stance is almost perfect as well. From what I know it's a bit of a kit bash, so it makes it a little bit hard to get the stance right. But for me, it's worked out almost perfectly. Like the nacelles aren't too wide, they aren't too narrow. They're positioned in just the right way to give flow over the Starship. It makes it feel powerful and ready to fight, but also sleek and agile. Sort of Sovereign-esque agility. I wasn't expecting that from a ship with a saucer as wide as, well, this ship has got, thanks to it being a Galaxy class saucer. Normally you need an arrowhead shape to feel fast, but this one feels fast still. I like it. I'm feeling really honoured that this has got the Rashard class. Undersized view right now, and I've just realised the captain's yacht is still there. Or the Sentry Dome / captain's yacht. I think it's the captain's yacht on the Galaxy class. Just never used. I have just noticed as well, it seems where the deflector's mounted, it seems to be more armoured up and sort of better protected. So much like to its battleship type, it is very much armoured up and more, I would say it's got a good level of endurance. I'm definitely looking at those windows, I do feel like it's a smaller ship. I'm not sure if I'm quite right saying 2/3 the Galaxy might be a bit smaller. Might be Prometheus size. Sort of. Technically a bit bigger since the saucer has much more space in it than the Prometheus saucer does, but hey oh. I wonder if it can saucer separate. Rear view from the aft, and once again, that definitely has that agile profile of feeling fast and powerful. It makes me wonder what kind of weaponry it has. I mean, I can't really see too well if it's got torpedo points. It looks like there's a torpedo launcher mounted on the front. If I had to guess with it, makes me feel like it's one of those ships which is it's probably armed about the same, or in the middle ground between the Prometheus and the Galaxy. Which, let's be fair, if it's got the power draw or the power output that the Prometheus has, added onto the power that a Galaxy had naturally, you would actually have an incredibly powerful weapons output. Might be a bit too much actually for the phaser grid of a Galaxy class, so I'd assume they're the latest generation phaser strips, yes? Yes, Tribal, are they? Let me know. God, it's pretty though. I'm not gonna lie, I think this ship is beautiful. I also feel like somehow he's seen me do something similar. Like, I've never actually been quite able to get the style that I wanted, but I've tried to get similar within Star Trek Online, and I called it the Hyrule class. This has taken that idea that I was trying to reach and made it happen. Ha! I am way too happy right now. Let's take a look at some other ones he did though, because he has done more. And as much as I feel really honoured, I just want to keep diving over this Rashard class. I really do want to show. I want to show off every one of these beautiful designs he's done, because I've looked at them all and they are epic. So this is the Daf Class. I like. First thing I noticed there. Anyone notice distinctly that it's got heavier nacelles? Looks like the ambassador nacelles. It actually looks something like an ambassador saucer, but I'm not entirely sure. The bridge is beefed up. Apparently this is a cruiser class. It's a very agile frame as a cruiser class. Very sleek. Showing the design profile of the more modern Federation. Narrow, sleek and agile. Got some good stats I'm seeing here too, I'm assuming. Considering the Rashard class is a battle cruiser, these stats are quite close to it, so I'm assuming quite good stats for a cruiser. Considering the gap normally you get between battle and cruiser. Here it is again. It's, yeah, what kind of... The nacelles is incredibly well lined. They're just dipped down enough to keep them protected in a forward frontal attack. But they're high enough to maintain the Rashard line of sight. I know some people think the Rashard line of sight doesn't matter. You'd be amazed how much particles you miss when you block it. It's also nicely sleeked back there. The ship is actually taking a slightly heavier frontal approach and then lighter at the back. I kind of like the design because it's very rare you get to see that with starships. Only ships like the Akira class really have that sort of design profile. Okay. Forgot about that. So yeah, I wonder why it has that sort of design profile. Looks like the NX Stallions though, going back. That's definitely the Ambassador Saucer from what I'm seeing there. And I love the thought put into the central, what I'm assuming is the engineering core unit. Either way, it's a very... It's interesting because it's taken the bulkier design elements but kept them looking, well, sleek in profile. See, the Ambassador is the bulkier ship, both in nacelle, saucer, secondary hull. The NX elements are relatively sleek, but they're also robust. This has somehow fused the two and made them look a lot more modernized to standard comparisons. I quite like it. I've also noticed he's once again gone for the blue Ri'shads. I'm not going to say anything about it. I actually like the blue Ri'shads, weirdly. I know it's not very Federation-esque, but the blue Ri'shads to me just feel... what's the word? They feel more high-tech than having red to blue. It's like, why the random pop in colour? Okay, now the underside gives me an intelligence feel to this ship. Taking a little look at that profile just makes it feel like this ship is being used in intelligence operations. Designed to be very hard to detect and that kind of element. I've also noticed the weaponry basis. If that's weapons on the underside and the cells, this ship is actually designed to be quite formidable in combat. Ooh. And if I'm noticing those windows actually right, the ship is relatively large. Now this is what I meant by the ship had a sleek profile. That ship is barely any wider at the front to its rear. The only reason it now seems like they're actually equal is because the front is so far away compared to the aft of the ship. This makes the ship a very, very effective combat design. You could even say this cruiser is war ready. I wouldn't be too surprised if it's a very, very agile ship. We have a new Starship design here. The Tally Class Destroyer. Breaking some of the rules, but hey, I'm not going to argue too much. Is that a Nova Class saucer? I'm sorry, that looks like a Nova Class saucer. A TOS period nacelle. And a TMP period Constitution hull. I'm not too far off. That is a... That is a Discovery Constitution nacelle. I'm not entirely sure on its pylon. The secondary hull, I really am not sure what ship that is from. I know in STO we have a ship with a saucer like that, a little destroyer, but I can't think of any ships within Star Trek normal canon that could be from. That is definitely a Nova class saucer though. I quite like little destroyer. I imagine this is a relatively small ship. I bet this ship has got a little bit of what's the word? Surprise punch. The type that is, you think you've caught it off guard, but suddenly it's gone and it's now looking at you. It's like, oh okay. I wasn't expecting you to suddenly have your torpedo launchers aimed at me. Better destroy this scout now before it, well, it's not even a scout, it's a destroyer, isn't it? Better destroy this destroyer now, because unlike a scout of similar size, this one's probably packing a lot more heat. That's the thing, it's got a scout-esque size to it, so it makes me feel like this is a very compact, powerful ship, almost defiant-like, I would say. From the rear, that's an interesting profile, but unfortunately I'm now going to have to make a Star Wars joke and go, B-Wing anyone? I've just had a B-Wing feel to it. Turn it sideways and you've definitely got the old B-Wing going on there. It's like, hello? I wonder how quick it actually is. Okay, now that's a pretty view for the ship. That's one of those beauty shots. Picking up on the ship's finer elements there. She's not over the top armed, but she is armed well enough, and you can see it from this angle that she's armed well enough. I want to say she's definitely got a torpedo launcher. I'm not sure what kind of shuttle bay she'd have though. I mean, I imagine it's in the secondary hull. I don't imagine it's relatively large. I would say probably a complement of 4 shuttlecraft. That's it. Not too much. Can you imagine this ship just warped in next to you though? Oh, Berth, run away! Ooh. Oh, and once again another pretty shot. You see, normally I would say a nacelle that far forwards is a little bit out of place, but with this design element, it works. So I can't help but back it up. Yeah, it's a nice look. I would say the underside angle is probably its least pretty shot. Still a nice view though. You're seeing that it's armed well underneath as well. And it's got the aero shuttle. I've just noticed it's still got the aero shuttle. Yeah, you might want to be worried about this ship. Oh ho ho! What's this ship called? Hyrule class cruiser. I'm happy. I love seeing Zelda names put in the things. Cruiser class as well. Excelsior. I think Excelsior. Excelsior. nacelles. That is definitely the NX saucer. That is really slim though. It looks like the NX size. This is NX size in Starship profile. That means that destroyer is about the same size as this cruiser. That, or I'm not getting those windows quite right. Hang on, is it? You've got to be kidding me. No! I thought that was NX. It's not. It's Intrepid. The Hyrule's using the Intrepid saucer. It's huge. Okay, it is not NX in size. It's actually really big. Okay, as big as an Intrepid is. That really caught me off guard. That's got a very, very similar profile to the NX from the side there when you look at the saucer. I'd never noticed that before. Mind you, normally you have some stallions in the way that can't slightly throw you off. Or threw me off, definitely. Damn, I wonder how much power this has then. Now, is the secondary deflector, it's now its primary deflector, or... questions. Ooh, second side shot. Okay, and this shot is actually a little bit better there for picking up the actual scaling. If I'd seen this one first, I probably would have got the size of the ship quicker. Yeah, those windows, that window sizing, this is Intrepid size. Looking at it, it's a little bit longer than the Intrepid. So depending on how far back that secondary hull is coming, this ship either has the same mass, or no, why am I saying same mass? It has none of the secondary hulls underside. You're probably looking at the ship having, I want to say 2/3 of the mass of the Intrepid. It is longer, but it hasn't got the lower mass. It's got half the mass of the Intrepid. Wow, I was not expecting that. Now, once again, there's NX style pylons connecting to the saucer. Connected in quite an interesting way. It's actually, I would say that's done in a very smart way. A lot of people, when they try to kit bash things together, they'll place new connection points either really high or literally at the base. They don't go for the sort of halfway meld too frequently. And that, to me, can make a bit of element imbalance. For me, this looks brilliant. It's melded just nicely into the back of the saucer. The cut on the rear of the saucer is done just the way it should be as well, so that it doesn't feel out of place with the elements coming backwards. And thanks to the connection points and the actual very smart placement for connecting the nacelles, this ship now feels very, very quick. I would definitely say Intrepid speeds, if not faster. And it feels agile. I don't know if it'll be very over the top in its armaments. I mean, it's definitely got the normal strips, and I don't know if that's a torpedo pod at the back or... Be interesting to know. Also, I've noticed those pylons are going up again. Or are they? Are they going up or down? They're going down, I think. Yes. No aero shuttle on this one, I've just noticed. Or is it there? Might be a little bit blurred. I like the Windows sequence underneath though. But since there is no deflector underneath, I am more than positive the secondary deflector is now the primary deflector. Hello, from Hyrule class to Arrow class, I've just noticed. Looks like it's following a similar design path. This one using the Prometheus nacelles again. And this is the Battleship this time. That's definitely the Akira class torpedo pod going on there, and it looks like the Akira class pylons. Is that the Prometheus front? Ooh, it's got a very lander feel to that. Can't imagine that unless it's got protective notes to the nacelles. I don't imagine this ship lands on a planet too often. That's the Prometheus front, though, I'm pretty sure. Makes me wonder where the deflector's been put. Maybe hidden in the nose cone? Oh, okay, that's a nice look. Makes me wonder if the Prometheus is really that much smaller than the Akira class. But I like it. It's one of those notes as well of putting the connection point on top. But with the way the Akira's connection, or Stylon's connection is into the saucer, it kind of makes sense to do the same thing on the Prometheus. I almost feel like the Prometheus could have done with a secondary piece, like almost doubling itself over, turning upside down and connecting it underneath. So I'm going to give it a bit more beef to it, because that's very thin with a very meaty stallion. For Battleship in size, it's also quite small. Oh. This should be the rapid deployment battleship. I would imagine it's quick. Oh, nice impulse design. I like how it's got the 4 impulse engines going on it. That definitely adds to my feeling that this is a very fast battleship. And it's got the rear fire and torpedo launchers. You're in trouble. Same ship again? Overhead view looks beautiful. I was half thinking to myself, would it have been better to take the nacelles and flip them? I mean, I could kind of make a joke out of this and go into Star Trek Online and do that, because Star Trek Online has kind of the ability to make that look. Akira, can't remember, Oscillo, and I think it's Thunderchild. Might be possible. You'll see at the end of this video if it is. But, No, I'm definitely getting the feeling that this ship, yeah, there is the deflector, I see it now. Definitely get the feeling on this ship that it's very, very aggressive. The sort of ship to jump in, rapidly fly past the Didera decks and phase the living knell out of it, and then be gone as the ship is just decimating and exploding. Like, what the hell just hit us? We have no idea, Captain. It came in so quick we never even got to scan it. Got it. Arrow again, lower view. Yeah, that was the same view twice. So now we're on to the... It doesn't look like the Arrow class. Okay. So this is the Spear class, apparently, now. I like that, considering in STO it's called the Spearhead science ship. So, what have we got here? People that know that I like Discovery somewhat. Well, I like the Crossfield class somewhat. That's a very agile design. I like how it's using Discovery secondary hull and neck. Not really able to take too much away from that image though. Oh, okay, hang on. This isn't exactly Discovery, is it? I like the impulse grid. I like how it's got all 4 impulse engines, and that's a good redesign on the shuttle bay going on there. That is Intrepid class saucer, or is it Prometheus again? I'm never really all that certain with the two. It's definitely the Sovereign. It's either the Sovereign or it's the Prometheus nacelles. Yeah, I'm pretty bad. I can't tell the two apart. Oh, the whole pattern just looks gorgeous on that. That gives this ship an aggressive stance. I want to say this might be a battleship as well, or it might be a heavy cruiser. That step between cruiser and battleship. Heavy cruiser would definitely be how the ship feels. And I love the fact that it's called Spear Class, purely because it is following a very spear point. The whole thing is triangular pointage and sharp-edged, very aggressive stance. Prometheus, and it's nice. Ooh. This upper view just looks really pretty to me. It's a shame, because it's a bit of a kitbash, you can't put too much detailing on the one side in the cells, and that's a bit of a shame, because I feel like a little bit of war paint on there, just maybe the delta trim going along that top edge. That's like, oh, there we go. I kind of want to have some fun with that now. Damn it. I'm definitely getting an air of aggressive power from the ship though. I wonder if the Spirit is a active tactical research vessel. Like the Crossfield was technically an engineering research vessel because it was experimenting with new ways to fly as such. This ship seems to have more of an aggressive stance, so I would imagine it to be a researched tactical vessel, practicing new weaponry, new shielding systems, new maneuverability RCS, stuff like that. Either way, she's pretty. God damn. I am going to say this, I'm in love with these starships. Tribal, you have done a beautiful job with these designs. And I really do like the Rashard battle cruiser, or battleship. I have no idea if you realised you was doing it when you came up with this design, but this is just a beautiful starship design. And I'd love it if Star Trek Online gave us this ship now. If they gave us a ship with this design, I would sing beautiful songs. And then probably call it the Typhoon, because that would be awesome. Tribal, thank you for sharing these images with me. These are absolutely beautiful starships. And guys, I feel like in the comment section we should all say what our favourite points are. And of course, if you have a little bit of criticism, fair play, but let's stay polite, because constructive criticism is fair, but deconstructive criticism can go to hell. I've never been able to tolerate rude people. Yes, guys, I recently had someone comment again, your videos are shit. Yeah, thanks for that. Why do you think you can't find that video, that comment anymore? But no, seriously, Tribal, thank you. These are very impressive kit bashes. I absolutely adore them. If you do any more, do share them with me, please. And thank you to everyone that's watched the end of this video. Tribal and my other donators, thank you for supporting this channel with your generosity. And anyone who wants to keep track of Shadowstar and what I'm up to, I am updating the links, but at the moment, the normal links are below. So I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you next time. Ciao for now.